All right, before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and disappoint you because that all was Friday and today is Monday. What happened was I went back there and I hooked up the gun and everything. I went to go turn on the gas and there was only 1400 psi in the tank. So I said, okay, well, I'm going to have to switch tanks over. Well, I said, thought to myself, well, before I do that, let me just go ahead and test it and see if it works. So I shot it a few times on 1400 psi and something in there kept jamming up. It wasn't consistent. It would shoot a couple of times, then jam, until it finally just got to where it wouldn't shoot at all anymore. So rather than taking the gun down again, which I had to do twice Friday because I got everything back together and then it was leaking like a sieve, and I figured, oh man, I forgot to put in a little the little washer that goes behind the O-ring in the valve assembly, and I wanted to go home and just kind of enjoy my weekend. So rather than take it all down and look in it and try to figure it out just to see if it was something that I could fix, I just went ahead and enjoyed my weekend, and now here we are again. So that's just how it goes sometimes. Usually I would have gone ahead and filmed it, but I figured, well, it's hooked up, got 1400 psi behind it right now, might as well shoot it before I get to videoing. Alright, well, I do have something kind of interesting to show you though. When I put this vise on the table of the drill press, I could already hear the comments coming. You're not going to try to use that thing as a mill, are you? Drill press ain't a mill. Drill press ain't a lathe. What's wrong with you, boy? Well, anyway, yeah, you get that a lot from keyboard machinists and real machinists and hobby machinists in the comments, as you'll see in this video. So for that reason, I don't recommend you do this if you have a drill press and you have thin skin, because they will come out of the woodwork after you. And it's kind of funny too. But anyway, we're gonna take a cut on a piece of PVC pipe with this and just check out the finish and how well it does, and if it works. If it might blow up, I don't know. Well, I've got to say, I'm pretty impressed with that. Yeah, not bad for a first pass at all. Over the weekend, I went out and I bought this little bottle jack. Got it on sale for like $15 from Lowe's. And what the idea behind it is, I was getting some flex in the table when the very first time I tried to drill through the valve body, and it didn't end up drilling it straight. There's a couple of things going on. The first drill bit I tried, after getting this thing zeroed in, I noticed it was bent. So I had another one the same size, and it was not as bent, and that's what I used to drill the hole with. but it still walked off a little bit, and drilled it front of center where I wanted to drill it. And that was because the drill bit was also, excuse me guys, twist drill. It was also dull. So I was bearing down on this thing trying to get it to bite, and that was causing the table to flex downward in the front. So I did get the hole drilled, screwed up my part, and end of story. I'm not really exactly sure. I haven't decided what I'm going to do to fix the Freebird. I've got another valve body from an entire kit that I screwed up trying to reshape the receiver module. Don't know if I'm going to put it in it yet or not. But anyway, yeah, this, little bottle jack, I've just been, haven't used it much, but I can tell it really shores things up, makes the system a lot more rigid. That's really what you want with any kind of machine. And the idea is to just jack it up under the cut, directly under where your whatever you've got in your chuck is, and to not just come up on it and then hit it and then keep coming up, because that's going to put it out of whack the other way. Just up to where it touches it, and it seems to be working really well. Here's the actual PVC. Let's get a look at that. And I made this cut yesterday, and this is the one I just did. Let's clean that up and compare the sides. The jack was not touching when I did this cut, so let's see if there's any difference. Here's the cleaned up side. I say it wasn't touching. I honestly don't know if it was or not, because it wasn't physically touching when I went under here and to check, but it was right there. So I don't know if the moving the slide around was actually pressing down on it. I kind of suspect it was, but anyway, here is that side. I'm trying to find the light, guys. So not really the prettiest thing. Here's the side I did yesterday. So those are about the same. That side, my side might be a little rougher than the one yesterday when I know it was touching. I don't know, kind of interesting. Alright, if you're still here after all that, thanks for bearing with me. I hope you got a little something out of it, even though we weren't able to do the test. It is coming. I think what I'm going to do is, back in the day, the first Blackbird I ordered from Ray, I had him do the BB centering on it, and that there's just enough to tell you about for an entire another video on that. Anyway, I ended up replacing what he did with a little cup set screw, but I had to drive all the way to Rock Hill to get it, it's about a 30-minute drive. So what I want to do, what I'm probably going to end up doing, is taking the spare valve body that I do have that's brand new, and drilling through it and putting in a smaller set screw. If I can find the one that's in that valve body, that's what I want to do. Just because of the internal dimensions in there, I want to use a smaller set screw. So if I can find that, hopefully we can get that test done and see if there's any benefit to it. Before you go, I'm sure there's even less of you here now, but you guys are the ones that I want to talk to. I was talking to Ruslan over the weekend, and he made it clear to me that his goal, he and Mikhail really want to come to the U.S. and live here. And I told him, well, you know, if that's your goal, we'll make that happen. So that is on the list of things to do now. If you know anything about the immigration system, I'd really love to hear from you. You know, either leave me a comment below, we can start a conversation there, or just email me. And any advice on how to make that happen, the first steps to take, any of that. You know, he's a firearms engineer, and Mikhail, I'm not sure about his education, but he's an awesome machinist. So they would be they wouldn't be coming to this country empty-handed. They would definitely be bringing some valuable skills with them, and it would also help me in this business that I'm trying to get off the ground. All right, guys, well, be thinking about that. If you come up with anything at all, just let me know, and I'll see y'all later.